Every 2000s kid should know what this is, and let me know in the comments section. You can't say you're from the 2000s if you don't know what this is. You can't say you're from the 2000s if you don't know what this is. If you're from the 2000s, you should know exactly what this is. Every 2000s kid should know what this is, and let me know in the comments section. Did you have any of these things growing up in your bedroom? Every 2000s kid should know what this is, and let me know in the comments section. If you're from the 2000s, you should know exactly what this is. You can't say you're from the 2000s if you don't know what this is. Every 2000s kid should know what this is. When was the last time you ever stared into one of these bad boys? You can't say you're from the 2000s if you don't know what this is. How did they get away with making Mighty Beans look like these? can't say you're from the 2000s if you don't know what this is. Why is Mario Sunshine the best summer game ever?
Jimmy Neutron, boy genius.
Timmy Turner! Boy!
Thanks for saving my dog.
Thanks for saving my,
Fairy programs?
Sure, very programs! Sorry I was such a jerk.
No problem. We geniuses have to stick together.
Between you and me, I'm not really all that smart.
I know. I kind of figured that out when I saw the...
Things I remember seeing as a kid, but I don't see anymore. Kids will never understand the struggle of getting a game for Christmas and then not having a memory card to save the game, so you would always be constantly having to start the game from the beginning. Games with unskippable cutscenes or games that just took forever to start. You would always constantly find yourself playing the same thing over and over again and rarely ever doing anything new in the game. And it was always funny because parents never understood the concept of having to buy a memory card. So you got your GameCube, your Xbox, or PlayStation 2 with a new game, and you had no sort of memory card to save your footage whatsoever. And that's why I will never forgive LEGO for discontinuing Bionicles.
Well, I was shopping for a new car, which one's me? A cool convertible or an SUV? Too bad I didn't know my credit was whack, cause now I'm driving off the lot in a used subcompact. F-R-E-E, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. Saw their ads on my TV. Thought about going, but was too lazy. Now instead of looking fly and rolling fat, my legs are sticking to the vinyl and my posse's getting laughed at. F-R-E-E, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. Offer applies with enrollment and Triple Advantage.
Do you know this iconic sound that you would hear in every arcade? Have you ever seen this iconic cartoon crossover?
Well, that's a fine kettle of fish. Hi there. My car just broke down and I was wondering if you guys could give me a lift. I'm on my way to visit my Aunt Jebediah and I'd sure hate to be late. She lives in this spooky house up on Widow's Peak.
Spooky house? Jinkies!
Jinkies?
Hey, gang, what do you say we give this guy a lift?
Jinkies?
Hop in, stranger. Don't worry, I don't bite.
Does she? Oh!
Hey, Scoob, dig this guy's crazy hairdo.
Yeah!
That's her house right up there.
Oh. Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, whatever. Aunt Jebediah!
Like this place looks deserted.
Oh, man, you're pretty.
You're not welcome here.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, Johnny.
Which 2000 song was more iconic? Was it the hamster dance or the Crazy Frog song? Comment using emojis and defend your song. It's the end of summer and your local fair has arrived in town. It was one thing to own tech decks, but the real kids built cardboard skate parks. Herobrine used to scare the shit out of me as a kid, combined with how bad the original graphics and cave sounds were so crude and scary, as well as the developer making jokes about removing Herobrine. I was literally spending half my time in Minecraft paranoid of my surroundings. I would always play on peaceful and hated every monster in the video game. Not to mention the random fires that could happen from lava pools and the forced nighttime cycles because there were no beds yet. This and the tiny render distance making the game really foggy was why. Do you remember this iconic YouTube video?
Don't forget to eat your breakfast. Have some fruit salad.
Fruit salad, yummy, yummy. Fruit salad.
Time to say hello to my Pikachu. Come on out.
Pikachu.
Pikachu, go beat it up so I can catch it.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Arnold.
It's 2008 and you're playing Club Penguin and you're looking through the catalog to find items that barely anybody knew about. Every 2000s kid should know what this is. I miss the Club Penguin mini games.
We regret to inform you, your childhood has expired.
I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slow.
Back then, Minecraft only had 4 blocks you could choose from, and up until beta, it took forever to get more block options in the game. You had stone, wood, and any variant of those in between, maybe some glass, but you didn't really have much, and there wasn't creative. So you were gathering just stone and wood, and that's what every building looked like in Minecraft, because cartoon websites don't hit the same like they did in the 2000s. Portable blockbusters are popping up everywhere. Similar to these little free libraries, communities are beginning to recycle their old movies with these awesome portable blockbuster converted newspaper boxes. With the tagline, "Leave a movie and take a movie," community members can take and or donate to these locations. It's all in good faith and hopefully nobody ruins the experience for others, because modern day cartoon websites are the prime example of why modern day philosophy of simplifying everything sucks. Companies were so impressed with their technology back in the 90s and 2000s that most of their stuff was coming out in a translucent variant so that you can take a peek inside of the circuit boards. You're definitely too young if you do not remember these YouTube things. Who else used an action replay to destroy their Diamond and Pearl copy of Pokemon? You are definitely too young if you can't recognize half of these YouTubers. Who else wanted to see Miss Bellum's face from the Powerpuff Girls? Apparently there was one frame of her face that was shown in the show, but you had to pause the video in order to see it. School fundraisers were stupid because they made you raise money for the next kids' experiences. Also pair the fact that the stuff that they were trying to have you sell to people were overpriced, and the prizes that you wanted were very hard to obtain. I remember wanting this monkey alarm clock that you threw at the wall to shut off, and it was very easy to obtain, and when I got it, it broke on the first night. Too bad there was always that one kid who had some parent who worked for the government or airport or any place with a lot of people for that matter. But boy, the assemblies were awesome. It was just unfortunate that I didn't want to stop playing Minecraft, so I started building like it was 2010 all over again. This means I can only really use 4 types of building blocks: wood, stone, glass, dirt, sand. Here's my progress so far. Essentially just stone structures everywhere. Here's this cool villager castle that I'm working on for the village. Some things that we take for granted in Minecraft today are the upside down staircases and the corner staircase piece. These weren't there in the old days, so I won't be building like that at all. There isn't any upside down staircases on any of these roofs. Also replaced a lot of the roofs with stone instead of wood. And the logs are completely facing up and down. No sideways logs in these builds whatsoever. Couple things I need to remove still, like the hay. I'm making pretty decent progress on this, and let me know if this is something you guys would be interested in seeing more of. I don't even have to describe how awesome these books were. Let me know what your favorite ones were. It is scary to think that there are kids that are about the same age as my Roblox account. LMFAO. They took the world by storm with. And then they said, "Sorry for party rocking." Disappearing forever after. They propelled the swag style of 2012 clothing and cemented 2012 as a unique time period because of that. I remember some kid dressing up as the robot for Halloween in middle school 2011 and how hype it was. Also can't forget all the kids doing the shuffling. There's a new TikTok trend for you younger kids. But man, I miss There was something really awesome about the chaotic stickers all over everything you owned. It was something I could never do, but looking back at it, it perfectly describes the careless nature many of us had when we were children. Now everything as an adult is perfect, aligned, and kept clean. I really want to adopt this style of customization because things I was excited to get out of a quarter machine. Someone has preserved this almost 25-year-old Trix box, and it's crazy because of how modernized a lot of the cereal brands have gotten. This is a perfect example of peak cereal design, and I don't know why they didn't stick through with this. It's from the year 1997, and it has an expiration date of April 1998. And I just love the back of this, and that's probably why the person saved it. It's just that cool because thousands of websites we always visited. In the last video, I got a lot of good ideas for the alpha build, and so let's just start off with this. Much better. So I took a lot of the comments from the last video and started implementing a lot of design and also having to tweak a lot of things. So these half slabs, I also put in the staircase going up there because the cobblestone half slabs weren't in the game yet. So these were added. I worked on this. This town is starting to take shape. Had to make the classic dirt house. I made a lava tower because I feel like this is something we all did in the early days of Minecraft to make this just giant beacon thing. That sound does not get old. I took out the hay, but I left the bell in. I don't know, that might get deleted if you guys think it needs to be. I went into all the houses and recolored the beds to be red and also took out all the glass panes and put in glass blocks. To give it a more alpha feel, I took the sun out and took the render distance down to be this. So now we got the sun out and we got the render distance kind of looking like your shit laptop from 2011. Let me know what else I should add to this alpha project. If you only know who the troll face is, you're definitely an iPad kid. Flip cameras were the make-or-break digital video camera we all wanted as kids, where we thought if we didn't have one, we wouldn't get as popular on YouTube back in 2010. The flip camera was a very simplistic camera for people to use and upload videos to YouTube. Turn it on and press the big giant button to record up to 1 hour of video footage. But no need to worry, as YouTube used to only allow 10-minute videos anyways. It's clear that when smartphones became popular, these flip cams were phased out, but oh my god, this shot right here, oh my god!
There he goes.
Oh my god. That's the only one you need to do. Christ. Let's go. Oh my god, my face. Dude, I look like freaking. I don't even know. Yeah, we get it. We get it.
You look very scary.
What the? That's how you know it's over. I'm gonna fry this guy. Let's go.
Oh.
And I'm in the background. I just fry him right before the end, and then we're gonna do it for Christ. Oh, I didn't do it. And it just ends here, and you're like, hell yeah. Someone put an actual camera lens on a Game Boy camera, and these are the photos that he took at a racetrack. I don't know why Hasbro didn't want you eating that Play-Doh if they themselves made it so tasty. If we couldn't eat Play-Doh, then why did they have to go and make so many food sets? There are a ton of McDonald's sets like the Happy Meals and McFlurry machines. They even made a few Taco Bell sets that I wasn't familiar with. And this one just makes me laugh. A Lunchable set. Like, really? What do you mean I can't eat that tasty creation I just created? There's been 20 plus years of Pokemon and nothing still comes close to the 90s nostalgia. There used to be a mint chocolate chip Pop-Tart flavor, and people think I am lying when I say there's a mint chocolate chip Pop-Tart flavor. It was one of the best limited edition flavors, and I wish that they would bring it back because... Do you remember the Apple Jacks Duo commercials? They had some of the best commercials and the reason for why I wanted the cereal. The awesome Jamaican stick and the creepy apple dude, they were always racing to be the first one to the cereal bowl. And I think they used a bit of stop motion and CGI for these commercials. I don't think there was a better rivalry, and you're an iPad kid if you do not know this old school Minecraft feature. Retro video game collecting has become stupid, and this is coming from someone with easily 400 plus collected games in their collection. I think people are interested in the idea of collecting rather than the aspect of playing retro video games, because back then, I would say buying an old console and game would be miles cheaper than the price of a good performing PC for emulating. And some of you might already know where I'm going with this. If you really want to play that game, then emulate it. Owning it isn't going to magically change your mind if it's just going to sit there on a shelf, rather than if you just downloaded it into a PC folder. I understand if you want your childhood collection, but why the others that you didn't have? You wanted to try them? So just emulate them. You can't possibly tell me that having the original bowling game on N64 at $700 is better than investing $700 towards a PC that could play much more as well. There are better investment options than holding on to rare video games. And in recent years, this niche has been heavily flooded with resellers and these accounts that don't help the hobby. This is all satire, or is it? Because why did Zoo Pals disappear? They made eating fun, they had built-in dip holders, they were last seen in 2006, they came in all sorts of wacky animal variants. Seems like Hefty did it to save some hefty money because... Do you remember these cereals from the 2000s? Well, you shouldn't, because these were mock-ups. In 2001, Kellogg's proposed 8 cereals based on Cartoon Network's 2001 lineup. Fans could vote on their favorites, with Kellogg's producing the winner for a limited run. Sadly, none of these went into production, and Kellogg scrapped the promotion for reasons unknown. McDonald's demo kiosk for Nintendo consoles was a weird time. They set games on specific time limits and you could never find a working unit with an intact controller analog stick. Not every McDonald's had these, some got ripped out years after, and some locations still have them to this day. I don't know if this was official, but some franchise locations had PlayStation versions of the units. It was a nostalgic thing for its time. This camera is older than most users on TikTok. Last year I found this perfectly preserved Kodak Fun Savers disposable camera. It's crazy to remember anything like this was used before the mainstream digital era. It was manufactured around 2001 and they wanted you to develop the photos by 2005. Does anybody know why the film has a deadline? I don't think I've used one of these cameras in close to 15 years, and probably yourself too, because looking at the 90s Pokemon card artwork is the easiest way to feel nostalgic. People thought they could sell their phones that had Flappy Bird installed on it, and this was back when the creator felt obligated to do something in response to the players who sucked and couldn't control their anger, which was funny because the game was simplistic and offered no microtransactions. So when the game was removed from the app stores,
I want to go to there.
Neon Cat was just something that made sense. A Pop-Tart cat shitting rainbows. And the song was annoying but also catchy at the same time. And who remembers the iconic iOS game that went along with it? Snack that smiles back, these goldfish commercials were the best. They always made the undersides of our bed seem cool, and was probably why I liked to climb under there and hang out in the first place. Maybe this was due to the fact that we didn't have technology and we would do weird stuff like that. These commercials got me to beg my mom for the crackers, and then when I'd eat them, I'd end up not liking them that much. The commercial I remember the most was the one with the vacuum attacking the underside of the bed. And do you remember these awesome commercials? Blue's Clues was such a goated show. Screw Mario jumping through paintings. It was so lit when Steve went looking for a clue through one of these paintings. And the green screen work that made Steve look like he was in the show with Blue wasn't even bad for the late 90s. And man, was it sad when Steve went to college. Joe was a really good replacement for the show and felt like a great transition character. And the show had amazing characters like Mr. Salt, Mrs. Pepper, Pail, and Slippery Soap. Play-Doh had amazing sets from the 2000s. How many of these do you remember? Who remembers these McDonald's Shrek Cups? It was so strange when fast food places had these promotional keepsakes. I don't even remember asking my mom to get these, but we ended up with one of each of the Shrek Cups, and I grew up drinking out of these bad boys. I was very shocked, but wasn't surprised to see the massive changes from the 1997 Trix box to the 2022 Trix box. Now right away, the biggest thing that I noticed was the serving size went from 120 calories to 160 calories. Pause the next two images if you want to see what's inside of the cereal. Personally, this stuff doesn't really bother me because the FDA makes changes all the time, and I already know I'm putting toxic stuff in my body when I'm eating this stuff. And I just thought it was cool that the box that I was able to pick up almost mimics that of the 1997 one in aesthetics. Flashback to the 90s. It's safe to say we've seen all of these VHS tapes.
I think we need to talk.
Uh-huh. Oh, no. Not the heart-to-heart. Not now.
Acting a little odd. Odd, yeah.
Uh-huh. Look, just leave a pamphlet on the table and I'll read it after breakfast.
Responsibility.
Man, all I want to do is eat. What does he want me to say?
So, do we have an understanding?
Uh-huh. Kellogg's Corn Pop cereal is part of this complete breakfast.
I think we really got through to him.
Gotta have my Pops.
This game had no right having an amazing soundtrack. $1,000 likes on this video and I'll live stream this game on TikTok. Who remembers the Scholastic catalogs and how it was sometimes cool to look at or a total bust because you knew your parents were going to say no? I think a few times I was able to convince my mom to buy me something because it was $1 or something. These were the original ads back in the day, and depending on who you were, this was just as exciting as the book fair.
I didn't think I'd ever stop using Tylenol. And I didn't, really. I still use it for aches and pains and stuff like that, but for headaches, I stopped taking it. Yeah. Now I take Excedrin. Why Excedrin? Because I studied all the medical research. No, I tried Excedrin. It relieved my headaches better. Why else would anybody take it?
Excedrin, the headache medicine.
I can't believe people back in 1999 thought that the world was going to end because the computers were going to malfunction.
When the ball drops in New York's Times Square this New Year's Eve, a record number of Americans will be hard at work. More than 800 companies have called in extra employees, more than 3 million in all. Even their bosses will be working the holiday.
It's important for the CEO, for the top HR executive, the top customer service executive to be there. To have a presence for the people that have been asked to come in and work on this special night.
Almost everyone is preparing for the worst. Potential Y2K computer crashes top the list. In Jersey City, 400 bankers will be ready to take calls from investors.
They know they got to be working, and they know that's the priority.
And in other cities across the country, tens of thousands of police officers on high alert.
On New Year's Eve, the general workload for patrol officers working during that shift will probably be pretty high with the radio calls with the loud party responses and that sort of thing.
For some workers, the pain is not without gain. Domino's Pizza promised its 120,000 workers twice what they normally make if they come in and help out.
We're expecting to do, I would honestly tell you, over 1 million plus pizzas that night and 1 million plus pizzas that day.
This public relations firm is giving workers $2,000, a bottle of champagne, and a hotel voucher as an incentive.
My wife isn't so thrilled about giving up the weekend, but $2,000 is going to make Valentine's Day a lot more sweeter.
Small compensation for missing those millennial memories. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Atlanta.
I'm working too. Still ahead, just how much is that partridge in a pear tree?